U.S. just launched an airstrike in Syria, and this is actually Iran-backed militants. So this is a huge deal. This is basically the U.S. attacking Iran. Iran makes about 5% of the total oil production in the world. So this is going to have a massive effect on oil, on the energy markets. So this is a huge deal. If you're interested in the energy markets, you should be aware of this news here. So huge deal, really, geopolitically, right? This really increases the likelihood that we could see, furthering of conflicts, right? So huge news here. Definitely not a good thing geopolitically. Definitely kind of implying that geopolitics are going to get worse before they get better. And we President Biden basically ordered this as self-defense. That was the rationalization there, because there were over 10 different US coalition forces that were actually attacked on separate occasions over the past couple weeks. So it's in reaction to that. And then we also saw that enemies of Israel gathered in Moscow as Hamas meets with Russia. So there was kind of a meeting recently in Russia for basically all the enemies of Israel. Once again, Russia's kind of buddying up with Hamas and Palestine. So they're really, kind of getting closer to each other, and, kind of butting up just like NATO does, right? So it's kind of looking like they're gathering their forces, and there might be some sort of larger attack going on here. Obviously, we'll know more, as this kind of progresses. But from right now, this is definitely pretty scary from just as a human. But coming back to the oil market, it's honestly a positive for the oil market. Anytime there's global instability, energy does well, oil does well, natural gas does well. I'll give a price prediction for natural gas and oil at the end of this video, but I want to talk fundamentally first. So, yes, this should positively affect the oil market. We already see the oil market up, couple percent pre-market. I see natural gas up roughly 2%. I see US oil up almost a full percent. So this is definitely positively affecting the oil markets right now. The only question is where is it going, and what's the current state of the oil market? So, as I had said, Iraq makes up about 5.5% of the global demand. Russia makes up over 13 or almost 13% of crude oil production, and Saudi Arabia makes up roughly 13%. So, that's definitely a huge chunk. You're talking almost 30% of the energy that we need to kind of run this world is coming from nations that aren't friendly to us, right? They're nations that are kind of on the other side of the coin in terms of this Israel support that we're seeing from the US. So 30% of the oil supply is locked up in countries that are not friendly to US and, NATO countries, right? So this is somewhat scary and definitely could cause somewhat of a squeeze on the oil markets, right? Especially if you're talking about USO, US oil products throughout the market. Those will likely see a pretty sharp move higher. You're already seeing a move higher off of this news, but, as it kind of progresses, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a furthering of kind of just price increases for oil. So be on the lookout for that. But with that being said, let's take a look a little bit more broadly about the oil market. So this is all happening at a time when oil is actually really undersupplied. So this is the rig counts for oil and natural gas, and they've come down pretty drastically over the past couple decades. So in 2014, we had about 2,000 natural gas and oil rigs. Now we only have 647. So the supply of oil has dropped over the past couple of years, right? Rig counts have gone down pretty drastically. And at the same time, worldwide demand for oil has gone up pretty drastically as well. So in 2005, we were consuming about 84 million barrels per day worldwide for oil. Now we need up to 102 million barrels per day. So that's, over a 20% increase in terms of consumption, and we've seen that supply taper off, right? So that is a bit concerning, right? So this is all happening when the oil market is already undersupplied, and demand has been rising and will likely continue to rise. So this is very unfortunate. And then let's take a look at natural gas and US oil and give a logical price prediction based on technical analysis. So, with that being said, let's look at it here. You so natural gas, excuse me, had fallen below this $3 support level and held roughly this 50-day moving average and bounced off of that level. So I call this $3 level support, as this is where shares, or excuse me, this is where the commodity had topped out in August, also where the commodity had topped out in March. Past resistance acts as new support. We saw it act as support briefly before breaking below. And now that we have broken above this level, we've seen a pretty significant move higher over the past 2 days. Well, what I believe is that we likely see a continuation of this move higher up to resistance at roughly $3 and roughly 60 cents. And I picked this level because this is where the commodity had bottomed in December of 2021. It's also where the commodity had bottomed in July of 2021. So definitely a significant level of resistance for natural gas. Also, fundamentally, the the natural gas commodity is always somewhat seasonal. So that basically means that demand for natural gas always tends to rise in the winter months. That's just because natural gas is used to, heat people's homes. So if in the US everyone's starting to turn on their heat, well, natural gas is going to be used for that. So natural gas is very seasonal by nature, so that should kind of help push natural gas prices higher. Obviously, that's a negative for the world. You don't want to see energy prices moving higher, but for me personally, I have a pretty big position in UNG calls right now, so obviously I'm benefiting from this. And if you would like to see my daily portfolio moves, you can join the Discord, which is linked below. I have a 7-day free trial going on right now, but also, it's worth noting that momentum is very bullish for natural gas right now. So we had the 50-day moving average cross above the 200-day moving average, which is known as a golden cross, and that basically sounds like what it is. It just implies bullish momentum. It's really the most widely watched and followed daily moving average signal. So definitely a positive for the market, for the natural gas market, and signals bullish momentum. And then with that being said, let's take a look at oil here. So oil had bottomed at this $83 level of support on Thursday and Wednesday of this week. Also, we bottomed at this level on the 12th of this month and the 6th. So major level of support for oil around that $82, $83 level. This is also where the commodity had topped out consistently in late 2022 and early 2023. Therefore, the past level of resistance acts as new support. We've seen that level act as support over the past couple weeks. I believe this level continues to act as support. So if you see oil, 82 and a half, 83, that's a pretty good buy zone. We actually called out, I think, twice in the past week around this level. Really like 3 times in the past month, and really just been killing it on USO calls. And it's been a pretty simple logic, just buying US calls around this major level of support. The instability geopolitically is definitely kind of bolstering the commodity at this point in time. So that's kind of been helping as well. But like I said, this major level of support is a great buying zone. And just like natural gas, we do have bullish momentum here. So we're above all daily moving averages besides the 50-day moving average, but we had the 50-day moving average cross above the 200-day moving average on August 22nd, which once again is known as a golden cross and implies bullish momentum. So everything is pointing bullish for this commodity here. So it is also worth noting here, though, that October, November, December are the 3 worst months for oil's history, on like in oil's 77-year pricing data history that I have to work with. October is the second worst month. November is the worst month in oil's history. Obviously, not the end all be all, right? This is historical data, and we have everything that's going on geopolitically that's kind of throwing things around, but just wanted to point that out to you so you're at least as informed as you possibly can be. So With that being said, obviously covered it in a lot in today's video. If you could leave a like and subscribe, would appreciate it. And I'll see you here next time. Looking to learn more about the financial markets? Well, I just released a new course that will teach you everything you need to know about the stock and option markets. You can find that at happyinvestingtoday.com. Also on the site, you can purchase one-on-one coaching sessions where I will break down your portfolio to help optimize your assets to meet your personal financial goals. Additionally, to better assist traders when searching for setups, I'm selling trading bots which will give you buy and sell signals and tell you how your trading strategy has performed historically on any stock or cryptocurrency that you're researching. Finally, if you would also like to see what me and my experienced trading team are doing on a day-to-day basis, join our Discord, which is linked below, for a free 7-day trial. With that being said, please leave a like and subscribe. Appreciate you watching this video.